because it was written by Moses, they had on some sort of an understanding within their context, which I'll try and explain. But they couldn't decode, it was mystery to them. Okay, it was mystery to them. They knew it was mystery. Okay, they tried to give it certain interpretation, but they couldn't. I'm gonna go try and talk about. I'm trying to talk about John and his adventures. Okay, so that when he talks about the revelation of Jesus Christ, you know what he's talking about. For those who follow the contemplative reality sessions online, you will understand what I'm saying. While Moses was talking about what happened at the realm of creation, okay, John went farther than that and went into the point where everything proceeded from within God's being, outside everything that is. You didn't get that. Did you get that? What is logos? That is what you will find. I'm going to try and use a modern term to explain what the logos is in the ancient world. In the ancient world, the word logos was a common word. The word logos was not something that was a title for Jesus. That word had been existing before Jesus came. So, but John had to use that word in order to point at this thing that you are speaking about, which is the Logos. This is who the Logos is. So, the people already had an underlying worldview about what the Logos is. Because in the ancient Eastern world, there was a common understanding, okay, common knowledge of what Logos is. If you mention the Logos, it's like saying, in our modern day world, it's like saying IT, okay? Or it's like saying the word, for example, let me give you a word. The word Christ was not meant for Christians. Or the word apostles were not Christian words. They were normal, generic languages. So in those days, when you say who is an apostle was a general who led the naval. Please, can we put all our phones on silence? If not, it will go into the offering basket. Okay? An apostle was the one sent by the Greeks or Roman ecclesia. Okay, sent to go conquer territories and then create a colony. Okay? So, when you hear the word apostle, in our day, you think of a man in a church. In the ancient world, you think of a military general who led warships to go and take new territory. And as he takes those new territory, he goes with a massive team that now recreates their home in a foreign land. Is that understood? So I'm just looking at, let's do that. John was using a word that they knew. Remember what I said about John. John's experiences, we were not privy to the book of Revelation. We just think a man is just sharing messages with us about Jesus Christ. We won't know that John was fetching from a dimension. He was not just talking message. He was in touch with a reality. Okay? So when John used that word, he created something that created waves because he reinterpreted the word logos. Because the word logos, because in that world, they had spiritual consciousness. They knew that everything proceeded from the invisible world. They knew even the structure of kingdoms and reigns, men's reign in those days. Okay, that's why you see when you go into a king's palace, you find priests and sorcerers, because they were spiritually aware people, even in the dark. They were spiritually aware. Some of us think being modern is to lose our sense of our awareness of spirituality. In fact, those who live in the ancient world were more spiritually advanced than those of us who are living right now. They were more spiritually conscious. Okay? Now, so in their culture, I'm just going into these things. We'll go into the main thing. Okay? Now, in the ancients, everybody understood what logos is, like I said. In a Greek mythology, it means something else. If you go to the far more eastern cultures, it meant another thing, but there was one underlining connection. The logos was connected to creation. The logos was connected to creation. Within those ancient cultures, they knew had to break out from God, that creates some sort of a vacuum that creation could feel. I said that, then I said that light that broke out is Logos. They don't know what it is. They have all manner of terms for it. It's a mystery. In the Jewish theology, that thing is a mystery. In fact, there's what they call the Ayin Sof. Okay? The Ayin Sof. We did that teaching. You remember, Dr. Paul? Ayin Sof of God. That was like 2 years ago. I don't have time to also go into all of that. Okay? Now, let's keep going. Now, they also said that that light that broke out of God was also an entity. It was a being. It was not just light, white light. Okay? It was a being. They knew it was a being, but it was a mystery. That there was some sort of a manifestation that broke out of God. And that light was what created the space for creation to begin to come into reality. Other ones had come, it was remaining for the earth, which was the last form of within the phase of creation, because creation is still occurring. Okay? Which is the last phase within that, the earth. It was without void, or what? I mean, what? Without form, and what? Void. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. Oh God. You think he was describing creation? He was describing God. The earth was lost and hidden. That hiddenness is what is known as darkness. Darkness in scripture does not always connote evil and... No. There are two major meanings of the word darkness in scripture. Okay? One meaning is ignorance, or to keep something hidden or sealed. Mystery. So what actually was that the earth fell into the mysteries of God? Or, that's the best way I can. It's difficult to put into words. It enclosed. We said, I think we've done a lot of teaching on this. So when John was writing, he now said, this Logos that is a mystery. It is through him that the earth was created. He is the light. Okay? He's the light of God. That light that broke out. That manifestation, that reality. That's why the Bible says nothing can be made without him. Nothing could take form without that mystery. Nothing. Now, the ridiculous thing that will bend the mind of the Jewish people, if they are to read John's account of who the Logos is, was that the Logos became flesh. That mystery, that being. In fact, in the Hebrew, like we've said on the platform, they use the word Adam Elion for it, or Adam Kadmon, which is the unknown man, or the man of mystery, or the mysterious man, or the uncreated man. So I'm going to leave that alone. So, but let's go back. Now, I am telling us something about John's entrances into adventures, where it was coming from. Okay? John's understanding of reality proceeded out of his revelation of the Christ. Okay? Pay attention. Now, also, when the disciples were here on earth, you will understand that there was some sort of a visible relationship that existed between John and Jesus. Now, a lot of us, when we see Jesus, we think Jesus is one super spiritual, religious looking guy. He had people he was fond of. He had a friend. He said, everybody is Jesus' friend. Yes. But he was fond with this young guy. Okay? The guy was always hanging around him. In fact,